Hi guys, hope you're all doing good, and today I'm going to be doing a CD update showing stuff that I got over the summer, and it's mostly thrash metal, or at least for the most part it's thrash metal bands. Some of the releases are not fully thrash, but it's all in that category, except for one death metal album as well. There's 6 bands, 10 albums to talk about. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, which is episode 14 now. And also, before we get into the actual update, I just want to say thanks for all the support recently for my new stuff, my new videos, and the Warrior Complete Edition live stream that happened a couple of weeks ago, 2 Sundays ago now. Yeah, we had some slight technical issues at the start of the stream, not getting the sound levels very good, but once we got it all sorted out, big thanks to my mates Alfie and Kim for helping me out there. The rest of the stream sounded a hell of a lot better. So yeah, at least I know what to do now. So in the future, if I wanted to do more live sets, I know what to do. So yeah, now without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So I'm going to start off with a couple of things that I got as a VCLT, or I got from fellow YouTubers in the VC. The first one I got from Dylan, HM2, Dylan Powell, who isn't doing videos at the minute, but still really supportive guy of everybody, and especially he's been supportive of this band that I'm going to show. Everyone's shown it, everyone probably knows it, that I'm going to show Daisy Cutter. Self-titled debut by this band from Germany, and yeah, this is a self-released album as well. I believe this band's been around since 2014, but they only just put this album out this year. And yeah, it's typical HM2 sounding death metal that Dylan absolutely loves. And to be honest, I've been getting into it a bit more recently. And I remember he said that he only had one left, so I pounced on it and got it before they were all gone. And yeah, for me, it's got that HM2 sound, but I heard a lot of Bolt Thrower and Obituary in there. I'm not sure if anyone else hears that, but I do. I hear a little bit of that, as well as some Entombed in there. Some really, really good stuff. Well, you know what you're going to get with the HM2 guitar tone. And yeah, really, really solid album, and it would be really, really cool to see what they do in the future. And yeah, that's the only death metal album that I'll be showing in here. All the rest are thrash, or kind of thrash by thrash bands. Next one, I got this from Metal Mickey. He just messaged me on YouTube to say he was going to send me this, and I was like, okay, that's cool. The second album by Dark Angel, Darkness Descends, from 1986, and this is a Century Media reissue with some bonus tracks, some bonus live tracks. And yeah, I've got to be honest, this was the first time I actually ever listened to Dark Angel, was listening to this album. They've been a band that I wanted to check out for a while, but just never got round to it until now when Mickey sent me this. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, you know, it wasn't quite on that sort of death thrash, but it was close to that spectrum. You know, very extreme sounding thrash, blisteringly fast. You know, Gene Hoglan on the drums. Yeah, I've actually got quite a lot of Gene Hoglan related music now, which is really cool because he is an absolutely fantastic drummer. Yeah, it had that kind of Slayer vibe to me, but in a way a little bit more, bit faster than Slayer. I feel like it was definitely influenced by Rain in Blood, even though it came out in the same year. But it's got that kind of similar vibe to me, but maybe a version a little bit even more extreme than that. Yeah, I like the vocals. I thought the vocals fit quite nice on this as well. Yeah, some absolutely menacing, vicious riffs throughout as well. And yeah, some insane drumming. I really enjoyed it. Definitely a thrash classic, but I would understand why some people would say that it's not as good as some of the albums that came out that year. I think that's fair enough. But still, really happy to have that one. And the last one that I got sent, again, this came out of the blue. Kim from This Is Music just messaged me to say that I've ordered this album for myself, but I've also ordered one for you as well, which was really awesome. I really appreciate it. And it is Exodus Force of Habit from 1992. And yeah, this is a reissue from 2020 something, I don't know, 2023, that's it, on music on CD. And yeah, this was the only Exodus album that I hadn't listened to, and obviously one of the few that I didn't have. Now all I'm missing is the first two albums on CD, which is really cool. I'll definitely try and pick them up at some point. But yeah, I'd heard a lot of bad stuff about this album, so I kind of went into it thinking, you know, low expectations, but you know what, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it was that bad. A lot of the songs have got more of a groovy, more simple, you know, sort of watered down sound, but you know, I didn't think it was a terrible album. I liked the first couple of tracks. The middle is, you know, kind of gets a little bit bland in the middle, but then some of the last couple of tracks are pretty good. The two covers are a bit stupid. I don't think they need to be there. I think if you cut the covers and maybe another track, I think you'd have a decent album here. And another thing normally I don't mind Sousa's vocals, but on this album I just didn't think they fit very well, but you know, that's just me. But yeah, overall I think it's a really good album. You know, definitely not as bad as people have said it is. Yeah, needs a couple of tweaks here and there. I think it could have been a lot better, this. But yeah, those are the three albums that I got sent from three great VC members. Yeah, I really appreciate those. Next up is stuff that I got, and the first thing that I got is from a band that I haven't actually listened to much of. However, I did want to get into them this year, and when I saw this box set, it went down to about £20, I think, on Amazon. So I just thought I'm just going to get it because it was really, really cheap. And band is Voivod, and I got the Forgotten in Space box set from 2022. And this box set features their second, third and fourth albums, also a live album and a DVD as well. I'm sure loads of people have shown the vinyl box set, but I thought it'd be cool to show the CD box set. There's a really cool little booklet there. Okay, this is the DVD, Chaos Mongers. I've not watched it yet, but it's got some live shows and a documentary. Okay, yeah, this is Raw, their second album. I really like this album. It was very thrashy, very raw, punk sounding, which I quite liked. Yeah, really, really good. I like the vocals as well because they're on that kind of raw, punky sound as well. I thought it fit really well, and yeah, they're definitely they were getting their sound on this album. I need to check out the debut album. Okay, next one, Killing Technology. I think out of the ones I've got in this box set, I think this one was my favourite because it's still got the thrashy elements, but it's bringing in the progressive elements as well a bit more. And yeah, I think they got it absolutely perfect on this album. I really liked the guitars on this album from Piggy. Yeah, really good vocals as well on this. Okay, next one is Dimension Hatros, and I think out of the three, this is probably my least favourite. It took me a couple of listens to get into it, to be honest. I think, you know, that they brought in even more progressive stuff on this album. It's a little bit more, you know, a little bit different to the previous two. It just took me a couple of listens to get it, and I do get it now, and I think it's a cool album, but I think I prefer the other two albums from this box set. Still some good songs on it. Next up is Dimension Hatros Demos. I've not listened to that yet because, well, I mean, I kind of just haven't bothered listening to that yet. And lastly is a live album, No Speed Limit, and this is a really good live album because they played a lot of stuff from their first three albums pretty much. Yeah. And yeah, some of the songs from their debut album I'd not listened to, so it was really cool to hear them. And yeah, I definitely would like to check out the debut album, and yeah, I do really like this band now. I'll definitely be picking up more from these. And also one more Voivod that I picked up because I saw it really cheap on Amazon, and I thought, why not? Let's just, you know, give some of their newer stuff a bit of a chance. And I picked up Synchro Anarchy from 2022. This is their 15th album, and yeah, this one, it carries on the progressive side. I think it's probably, you could probably just call this a progressive metal album. I don't think there's any thrash on here, to be honest. But I thought it was a really good album. I liked quite a few of the tracks, Mind Clock being one of my favourites, and the first song, Paranormalium. Yeah, I probably butchered that. The only thing that I found a bit strange on here was the vocals. I thought the vocals sounded a little bit odd in moments, not as good as on the earlier albums as I listened to. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good album, and I'll definitely be looking to check out the albums that they did before this one. So yeah, nice journey getting into some Voivod for the first time. So now I've got 3 albums left, and all these albums are ones that I've been looking at trying to get for quite a while now, quite a long time, and I'm just glad that I finally picked them up. So the first one is Onslaught's Generation Antichrist from 2020, their current album, 7th album, and I've now completed Onslaught's discography, all the studio albums at least, which I'm really happy about, and I would like to do an Onslaught ranking, although I think this one would be towards the top of my ranking. This was the first Onslaught album I heard back when it came out, and I was hooked. I absolutely loved it, and you know, it's taken me this long to buy the album, but yeah, I just think this one's my favourite because I love the vocals on it. You know, it's super fast, awesome, really thrashy. You know, some great guitar playing throughout the album, really awesome songs. I think it's the most consistent album, to be honest. I really, really love it, and I'm really glad to have it in the collection now. Favourite tracks, probably Generation Antichrist, Empire's Fall, I really like. Religious Suicide is really awesome as well. Some fantastic songs on it. And yeah, I'm really glad to finally have it in the collection, which is awesome. And the last two albums are two absolute thrash classics from a classic 80s band, and I've been after getting these albums for a long time as well. Really glad to finally have them in the collection. So first one is Terrible Certainty by Kreator, and this is the 2017 Noise Remastered Edition, and it's a double disc, so you get the album obviously, and then you get Out of the Dark Into the Light EP with a couple of extra bonus live tracks as well, which is cool, and you get a really nice booklet which tells you about the album and, you know, Millie's thoughts on each track, what all the tracks are about as well, which is really cool. And yeah, I absolutely love this album. It's still got that kind of rawness of the first two albums, but it's got a slightly better production. I think it's you know, it's done slightly better than the first two albums. Some absolute savage riffing on here. The solos are a bit Kerry King crazy, but overall I do really enjoy this album. I think it's a fantastic album, but I don't think it's as good as the one that came after it from '89, Extreme Aggression. This is just an absolute monster of an album, and again, this is a 2017 Noise version. Oops, disc fell out. So you've got the album, and then you've got a live album from 1990 in Berlin, and the same with the disc, the booklet. And yeah, I love this because to me it sounds more like an American style thrash album compared to German, and that's probably why I like it more, because it's a bit more familiar to me, because I'm not really into the, not that I'm not into it, that I've just not listened to the German thrash scene as much as the American. And it's interesting because Millie actually said that they were trying to reach the American audience a bit more with this album, so maybe that's why that it sounds a bit more American style. But I really like the production on it. It sounds really good. Kind of reminds me of Beneath the Remains in its like technicality at times. Much better guitar solos on this album. It's a bit more of a mature sound, and yeah, I absolutely love this album. Fantastic album. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely love it. So that was this latest CD update. I'd love to know your thoughts on any of the albums that I've showed. There's quite a few classic ones in there, so I'm sure some people will have a few things to say on some of my pickups. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos and streams and guitar covers over the next month or so, hope you stay tuned for that. And if you got this far, thanks ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and until next time, keep thrashing.